First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today, Ganapati Soha. Simu, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today are the Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei rep to Sweden, Dharma Sister Judy, the Law Advisor to Tribhuda School, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou, Dr. Su Lin, Dr. and Mrs. Lian Zhuang, Dr. Mei Huang, members of the Sunny Line Dance Group, Dharma Sister Huang Xiang and Dharma Brother Cheng Honglong, from CTI TV Taiwan, producers for the Geni Dianshang Xinten, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiaqi, and violinist from Canada, Professor Li Huan, and the advisor to the overseas Chinese, Miss Winnie Shi, and also the advisors, to the overseas Chinese, Master Mai Xianhui. It's written like a Li. Good afternoon, everybody. How do you do? Greetings in different languages. Please let everybody know that next Sunday, on June 4th, Sunday at 3 p.m., there would be the Home Sound Tara Homa fire offering ceremony. The Tara of the sound of home. It was performed and transmitted in Taiwan before, and it has never been done in the United States before. And the main deity of Homa today is the red Jambala, a wealth deity, and in Tibet he's considered to be a wealth deity. And yesterday the main deity for the group practice was yellow Jambala, and this deity today is considered red Jambala. In Japanese Tantayana, he is considered to be this great supreme joyous heaven and his origin came from the son of Mahaswara, Ganapati. And this deity in India, in Hinduism, then Vishnu, which is the protector, and the creator, Brahma, and Shiva, the destroyer, or Mahaswara. And he was the son of Shiva, and he was called Ganesh. And in Tibetan, it became Ganapati. Ganesh, it's Sanskrit in India, and Ganapati is Tibetan. This deity was a very vicious deity, god, that harmed many people. And then later on, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva appeared to transform him, to deliver him. How did she do it? She transformed herself to become a very beautiful female Ganapati. And when Ganapati saw the female Ganapati, he was very happy, very pleased, and he wanted to chew me, meaning kiss. When Kuan Yin Bodhisattva transformed himself to become a female Ganapati, she told Ganapati, if you want to marry me, then you have to follow Buddhism. You cannot harm other people anymore. You have to support Buddha Dharma. When Ganapati heard that, he felt that he could accept the condition. So the male Ganapati married the female Ganapati, and according to his vows, he had to support Buddha Dharma, Buddhism. So Kuan Yin Bodhisattva or Avalokitesvara transformed himself to become female Ganapati. And when the male Ganapati saw her, he wanted to chew me, to kiss her. That's why in Japanese Santrayana, he is referred as the great supreme joyous heaven, and they were in dual body. And he is basically the well deity. And in Tibet, he became the well deity, the deity for riches and provisions, the mudra, with the inward, and then extend the pinkies, who represent the elephant trunk. And there are many different kinds of arms, and there are many different versions with different numbers of arms holding different implements. There was one with 4 arms, and one of the hand is holding a carrot, and the other hand is holding a subjugation axe, and then the other hand is holding the carrot greens, and the other hand is holding a chanting beads. So that's the 4-armed Ganapati. And the syllable is Gang. And the mudra, that's the mudra. This is the mudra. The mantra. That's the heart mantra. And his look is well adorned, very dignified, a human body with an elephant head in a dancing posture. Because he's the fourth greatest god in India. To invoke him, there is a tip and trick to it. First, these two pinkies, which is the elephant trunk, has to rub against each other. Now he's descending into my body. By rubbing the pinkies against each other, it touches Ganapati's heart. And you visualize Ganapati in front of you, and his trunk is moving. And then he spout water over your body. Then you purify your karma, because the water sprinkled by his trunk is the ambrosia. It's considered to be ambrosia, sweet nectar, that can purify your karma, your pains, your illnesses and sicknesses. And to invite him to cast out treasures is you hold the Vajra scepter like this and touch his head. At this time, by Vajrasattva's scepter, I command Ganapati to spit out treasures and riches from his trunk, and also his treasure mouth will continually spit out or cast out all treasures that you wish for. So the kinds of treasures cast out by the treasure mouth are the precious items of the earth, like diamonds. It would spit out lots of diamonds, sparkling. And you rub his elephant trunk 3 times, and then you place the scepter on the top of his head, and by the Dharma power of Vajrasattva, you bless Ganapati to let him cast out $100 bills. And just now, let me tell you, I saw when I make this posture, made this gesture, he casts out lots of $100 US bills, $100 bills, like the printing machines. Wow. That on the ground there were stacks of the newest $100 bills. And I really hope that you have the merits and you are fortunate enough to get the dollar bills. Please get them as much as you can when you leave. This deity is Ganesh. So our head temple at Seattle, there is a Ganapati, and there are many Indians who heard it through the grapevine that words go round that they come to pray to Ganapati, to Ganesh. And there was also a small Vishnu riding on Garuda, a small statue. And also from Thailand, the four-faced Buddha, and that's actually Brahma, the creator. At the road in Bangkok, there was the four-faced god, which was also Brahma, which is one of the three greatest gods in India. And Shiva is also Maheshwara, riding on a white ox. Is there a Shiva at the Seattle temple? No, we don't have the destroyer. But let me tell you, in India, you know, the most temples belong to Shiva. Shiva, the destroyer, and Brahma, the creator. So after he created heaven and earth, he went into retreat. So there were not that many Brahma's temples, but there are many temples belong to Shiva. There was one right here. Please show me. This is Vishnu, the protector, the protected god. He's riding on Garuda. This is called Garuda. This is Vishnu. And the four-faced god, that's Brahma. And this is Shiva. How come you have this? The Seattle temple doesn't have it. That's Shiva and his wife, Vati. Shiva, Vati, and Ganapati, their child. That's the destroyer. So there are many temples belonging to Shiva, and Brahma's temple are few, and Vishnu's temples also many, but less than Shiva's temples. So Shiva, Parvati, and Ganapati. So in Hinduism, they believe in cycles. Brahma, the creator, created the whole universe, heaven and earth. After the creation, Shiva or Maheshwara will destroy his creation. But between them, there is the protector god, Vishnu, to protect the heaven and earth. So there is the protector god, the destroyer god, and the creator god. So at the end, what happens is the cycle of protection and destruction. And in reality, many things, one is destroying, one is protecting. One is protecting and one is destroying. So, in terms of True Buddha school, Grandmaster is protecting and X is destroying. That's what it meant. It's amazing. In the universe, there's one protecting, one destroying. And Brahma, after creating the heaven and earth, he left. He doesn't care anymore. He didn't, and they all have their own pets. Brahma. So the white goose is the pet of Brahma. And the pet of Vishnu is Garuda. That's the mantra for Garuda. Garuda is Vishnu's pet. So the golden wing bird. And Shiva's pet is white ox. So in the world, there would be one's protecting and one's destroying. So that's the symptoms, that's the phenomena of the world. And it's the same in the world. There are good people and there are bad people. And they are against each other. When there's a Buddha, there would be a Mara. It's the same kind of phenomena. So this wealth deity, in order to make him pleased, it's how you offer to him. So you can offer the Vajra dances and to sing Vajra songs, and also with all beautiful presentation and beautiful things, and also with the Vajra play and game. So you offer these 4 kinds of things to make Ganapati happy, and you dance to the chanting of the mantra, Ganapati's mantra. There are beats and rhythms. For Indian dances, there are rhythms and beats. And you need to invoke him through dancing and singing and songs. And you wear the most beautiful outfits and presentations as offerings. And then you play and play. And with these offerings, he would be happy. And then he would bestow all the precious items and US dollars, golds, and all kinds of things that you wish for. And there's one more benefit. If you visualize yourself to become Ganapati and you extend your trunk, when we were little, to show that you're an elephant, you do this. How? Like this. Is it like this? Then you visualize your nose to extend. And if you're a man, then you visualize the beautiful lady. We have so many beautiful ladies here. and you extend your trunk, and then you catch that beautiful lady, and then you embrace her, and then you would have resolved. And towards the undesirable evil spirits or demons and monsters, and you also extend your trunk, and then you bind or catch all those unwanted evil spirits, and then you throw it to the sky, and the 5 Buddhas are in the sky, and they would catch them and then brought them to the Pure Lands. Because the origin of Ganapati is related to the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, because the 5 Dhyani Buddhas are his yidam. So when we were little, to play to be an elephant, we do this. When he sprinkle ambrosia or sweet nectar to bathe you, then you would be purified. If you want to invoke him, most importantly is to rub the 2 pinkies, that's his trunk, to touch his heart. And he would quickly descend, because this is a very special trick. By rubbing the pinkies, he would descend. To have him bestow riches, you need to hold the Vajra scepter and place it on top of his head. Then he would cast out pressures. It's like pushing. It's like you're pressing his head, and then he would spit out something, and then press again and spit something more. But if Ganapati is huge above you, then you visualize the Vajra scepter on top of him and then press on his head. Then he would spit out. So that's the key formula in Tantrayana. You will not know unless I tell you. And one time we traveled in India, and we were on the train. We got off the train to New Delhi, and just when we got off the train, there were fireworks all over the sky. And when we got to the hotel, we asked, what day is it? It was Ganapati's birthday celebration. So all over India, there were fireworks, and in the sky of New Delhi, there were fireworks everywhere. And then with the mudra, this mudra, and his visualization, and then what he's holding on his hands. So the carrot leaves, that's like money vault. So he was holding a carrot and the carrot leaves, and also the chanting beads and the axe. So it's like everyone is the money vault. So how many money vault you have, then he would bestow according to how much you have. So that's dependent on your destiny or your faith, how much you're supposed to have. Like the Chinese can see the face to determine. Like the brows is for their brothers, the eyes for wisdom, the nose is for their money vault. And the whole face and the ears are about the health. And the mouth is about how much he could eat. Some people can eat a lot, some people don't. And the chin is about their servants and attendants, so, or your helpers. So if you have good chins, then you would have lots of people helping you. And your romantic attachments are the ending of the eyes. So, like if you're a man, then if you split your hair, you can see the tail of that split and see how many lines there are. Then that's how many romantic attachments you have. Or you can also tell it from the tail of your eyes. So you can tell your brothers your wisdom from the eyes, your brothers from the eyebrows, and the nose is your money vault, and your lips, it's like where you would go all over the world, and also the chins is for your helpers, and the ears is for your health, and also your lifespan. So now, do you know? So you can see, you know, but you may not know the details. If you do, then you can set up a booth in Chinatown and tell fortunes. And today we will continue to talk about Lamdre. So the teachings of comprehending meditation and eliminating the hindrances to meditation. So in meditation there are destined to be many hindrances. So if you can practice meditation, you're very fortunate. And how do you eliminate these hindrances? Through the teachings. And I will write it in my book, The Ultimate Meditation. Sometimes in your meditation, you feel very light, and then all of a sudden, you feel itch on your neck, and then it's impossible for you to enter into meditation. And sometimes not just the neck, maybe your butt. Then it's impossible for you to get into meditation. Or sometimes or your ears, or you need to cough, or then you can enter into meditation. So your armpits. So you need to eliminate all this external obstruction or hindrances, and also hindrances generated by your own body. And there are many people who in meditation they entered into sleep, they fall asleep in their meditations. and their 5 Buddha crowns would even fall off. There were masters wearing the 5 Buddha crowns, like at the Taiwan Lechang Temple, and Grandmaster is teaching Buddha Dharma, and they are falling asleep. And instead of entering into samadhi, in Chinese it's called samadhi, which is like falling asleep, and then they nodded and the 5 Buddha crown fell off. So you need to recognize them and know how to eliminate them. And also the teachings of recognizing of demonic obstruction and then how to eliminate them. And I have written a lot about this in my books, writing about ghosts. So there are many different ways to eliminate those. So anyone that don't have this book, writing about ghosts, is it on sale now? So read this book and you would know how do you eliminate these demonic obstructions. I have written about it very clearly. And 8, Lamdre point 8. So this is the most important teachings, is the teaching of comprehending the true nature of Tripitaka, the 3 baskets, which is what the Buddha talked about, the sutras, the precepts, and the discussions. And what is the most authentic, the truest, true meaning. And this is something that I have to explain, not like what X said. She told Dharma Sister Jiaxing how many years ago? 10 years ago. She went to Jiaxing's place to spread Buddha Dharma in Malaysia, the Zhenping chapter. And she told Jiaxing, what I regret most in my life is to take refuge in him. And who was this him? That's me, Lu. And 10 years ago, X already claimed that. What I regret most in my life is taking refuge in him, the Lu, Sheng-Yen Lu. That was 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, even longer. No wonder she hasn't given me any offerings of red envelopes this past 16 years. And look at the Master Mai. He comes to perform the lion dance. So every time you come, we would always offer red envelope to him, more or less. It's a kind of ethics toward your guru, right? And 10 years ago, she already said that. And Dharma Sister Jiaxing asked her, why? Why are you regretful? And she replied, because prior to my taking refuge in him, I already had transcendental power. What's so big deal about transcendental power? What's wrong with you? What's so big deal about the transcendental power? So what we are studying in Buddha Dharma is not to learn the transcendental power. So all the stories that you made up was too much. So in our Buddhist studies, the most important thing is to comprehend the true nature of Tripitaka. Do you know what the true nature is? Do you know the profound teaching or the meaning of the Buddha? He really disregarded transcendental power. At that time, my best friend, Pindolu, Doloto, he showed off his transcendental power in front of the deities, and then the Buddha punished him and told him that you cannot go to heavens, you can only stay in the human world. That's why he's the living arhat in the human world, Pindolu. So when you hold banquets for the ordained Sangha members, you always have to leave a seat for him because he's the only arhat staying in the world. So that's why the transcendental power is no big deal. So do you know the true nature of the Tathagata? And you said yes. Then I would admire you if you were to say that you understand the true nature of the Tathagata. And if you can be in union with Tathagata's true nature, then you are even greater. So you don't just talk about transcendental power, because even ghosts have transcendental power. So are you ghosts? Of course you're ghosts. The other day, Reverend Lien Luo told me that Reverend Mei Si from Dominican Republic, Reverend Mei Si, she was sick and she was hospitalized. And there was a rumor that she had died. And X knew, heard the news, and she claimed that she had Bardo delivered Reverend Mei Si to the Western Paradise, to the Buddha land. And it turned out that Reverend Mei Si is still alive. Because he heard the news that Reverend Mei Si from Dominican Republic had passed away. So she said, oh, I already Bardo delivered her to the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds, to the Buddha land, because she died, right? So, and she had Bardo delivered her. But it turned out that Reverend Mei Si was at the Seattle Temple at that time. And I was giving her blessings on her head, and she was recovering. She felt much better. So what kind of transcendental power are you talking about? It didn't work. It's not transcendental power. It's no power. So you just fabricate things. Please confirm before saying things out of the blue. Maybe you should check the death certificate. Then that's confirmation. But whether you have delivered someone to Western Paradise, to the Buddha land, to the heavens, you don't know. There's no proof. And people who heard you say that believed you. But you said that you delivered a living person. So whom you delivered actually? A ghost? well, let's just forgive her. Maybe she did, but to deliver the wrong person. So, transcendental power is no big deal. When you enter into meditation, and when a kind of body appears, the fine, pure body appears, then you would have this kind of power. But that's far, far, far away from Buddhahood. So transcendental power is no big deal. Even a dog has a power. He can smell your odor and can find you. And if you give a dog your clothes, and the dog can find you all over the mountain, that's a transcendental power of his nose. He can find you through your odor. And there are many who can emit light, like the undersea. Many fish can emit light, or even the fireflies. The fireflies can emit light. So can you? Right? I know there's one thing you can do is you can fart. You don't emit light, you emit gas. And everyone can emit gas. I know there's a great transcendental power of human beings. You eat fragrant things, and at night you excrete foul things. So isn't that the great transcendental power of human beings? And Simu too has a transcendental power. In a great distance, as soon as I pick up the phone, in soft voice I would talk, and she would know what I was talking about. So her ears can hear thousands of miles. She has acute hearing, and even when I hid inside the closet, she would know that I'm on the phone. She's incredible. She had great transcendental power. She could hear. Even now, she knows what I'm talking about. Today is long weekend, so she's spending time with the two grandchildren, the son and our daughter. They went to an island off Seattle. So that's why Sumu's not here today. But she knows right away because this is a direct webcast and someone will tell her. So the point 8 is very important. It's comprehending the true nature of Tripitaka, the teachings of comprehending the true nature of Tripitaka. Very important, not transcendental power. And she said that she had transcendental power before taking refuge. That's small potato. But what I said is truthful. It's the truth. You want to understand the true nature and the true wisdom of the Tathagata. Only this is great, the greatest. And what is the true and authentic wisdom of Tathagata? Actually, I have written about it in my books. I have written piece by piece, and now it's about all of it. It's just that you cannot find the true key points. And that's point number 9. the teachings of the pointings into real gold. So the key point. So this is the alchemy of transforming a rock or a stone into real gold. So that pointing. So in the ancient time, there's this alchemy about pointing a stone into real gold. So that's point number 9. So the teachings of how to point into real gold. So by my pointing, you would understand. So that's why transcendental power is no big deal. So the teachings of comprehending the true nature of Tripitaka. Husband, the family name Zhou, and the wife, family name Li. And they give birth to a twin. And the parents-in-law, so the 2 children, one with family name Zhou and the other one with family name Li, and then and the 2 names with the same meaning, and they should have some commemorate meaning to it. Because the husband is Zhou, the wife is Li. And the names, one is called Zhou Meng, and the other one is called Li Bai Tian. So that means like weekend and Sunday. So the parents-in-law have nothing to say because they mean the same thing. And one with Zhou, one with Li, and with the same meaning. And it has a commemorative value. One is weekend, one is Sunday. And the parents have nothing to say. And drinking the wine Mao Tai, he wished that weekends and Sunday a happy weekend and Sunday. So when you want to gain benefit from it, so in our Buddhist studies, the guru points and the disciples understand. So when you have learned a lot, when the guru only make one statement and you understand. And then if doesn't matter what you say, and you say so much and still not understood, that's X. So this joke is very funny. My girlfriend and I have been together for a while. I extremely love her. And then I got to know her elder sister, and I fell in love with her. And I had improper relationship with her. And then a month ago, I got to know their mother, and the mother took really great care of me. And I could feel the changes, the marvelous changes in my heart. And gradually, I discovered that I was also in love with their mom. And I was telling this on the radio talk. And I'm now really miserable what I should do. So I'm asking the DJ on the radio talk to give a suggestion. And you know what the answer is? Leave. The elderly lady. Oh, let the grandma be a little bit further away, because who knows, maybe you would fall in love with the grandma. So that's the key point. the pinpoint, and that's the crucial point. So in our Buddhist studies, there are crucial points. There's a customer who bought medicine from the pharmacy, and as he left the pharmacy, the shopkeeper ran and followed him. Oh, what you wanted was tonic, but I give you toxin. And the customer, oh my God, it's a good thing that you caught me. Otherwise, if something happened, sure. Because when the boss knew about it, he would scold me because the toxin is much more expensive than the tonic. This is about what? This is about like the words spoken by X. There was a missionary who is doing his mission in Africa. And as he was walking in the woods, he heard the steps of the lion. And the missionary prayed to God, oh God, please protect the lion behind. I hope that the lion is a good believer. And by coincidence, the lion was really a believer. And when he heard the prayer, he prayed to God, God, thank you so much for this dinner that you give me. And the teacher asked Xiaoming, why are you always late? But teacher, you tell me that never too late to learn. And in my opinion, when you're young, you can hear more Buddha Dharma. You can go places to learn more. But at middle age, you want to focus your Dharma practice or a tantric Dharma practice. You want to focus and be diligent in your Dharma practice. So first you hear and learn, and then you select and focus. And at your old age, you want to be very diligent to practice yourself so you can truly be reborn into the Pure Lands. So you need you have to be guaranteed that you can go to the Buddha land. I have said that if you get things from the earth, then typically you would lose that of the heavens. So if you gain what's on earth, then you would lose what's on heavens or in heavens. So that's how X is. And Grandmaster have said that if you have gained what's on earth, you would lose what's in heavens. So today, if you want to go to heavens, please give all your wealth to me, then you can go to heavens. That's what X explained. But that's a misuse. So it sounded like alike, but actually it's not. That's not what I meant. So you need to warrant yourself that you can go to the Pure Lands by cultivating spiritually the best you can. You want to correct your own conduct and behavior. You have to correct your thoughts and mind. It's not by getting other people's belongings so that they can go to the Pure Lands. So where would X go after obtaining all those from the earth? So think about it. So lastly, you need to be assured that you can go to the Pure Lands. How many good deeds have you done? How many helps and favors you have extended? How much spiritual cultivation you have done? Altogether, sum up, that's the warranty, the assurance that you can be reborn into the Pure Lands. It's totally unrelated to money. We don't talk about money at this time because money has no use. You can't bring money to the Pure Lands. So you go to the Pure Land and you bring money with you, US dollars, there's no use. It's not recognized in Pure Land because in the Western Paradise, in the Pure Lands, the grounds are made of gold. So your gold is no use. And you bring diamonds to Western Paradise, no use, because Amitabha's throne is made of diamonds all over, this big. So money has no use at the Western Paradise. But just check on yourself, the merits that you have accumulated through spiritual cultivation. How much merits have you done? How much good deeds have you done? That you have not created transgressions and mistakes. That all you are mindful about is the Pure Lands. Then you have assurance of being reborn into the Pure Lands. That's the true teaching, not on the money.